Welcome to this lesson on IAM roles. As we have learned in the lesson about the resource hierarchy, we can assign IAM roles anywhere in the resource hierarchy, even to actual resources. In Azure we have three generic roles: owner, contributor and reader. Somebody who is assigned the owner role can manage everything including IAM permissions. Somebody who is assigned the contributor role can manage everything except IAM permissions. The reader role only grants read access. Besides these three generic roles, there are also more specialized roles like the virtual machine contributor role or the storage blob data owner role. So when we assign IAM permissions, we should always have a look whether there's a specialized role that serves our purpose. When there is no specialized role, we have two options. We could craft our own, or we could assign the three generic roles directly to a resource or resource group. In addition to these modern resource-based access control roles, we also have the classic roles, and they are still relevant in some cases. This is not a comprehensive table, but here are the three most prominent classic roles. The first one is the co-administrator role, and it is comparable to the RBAC owner role. The last two roles are kind of special roles, because you can have only one of each per subscription. The service administrator role is similar to an owner role, but in addition it can move the subscription to another AAD tenant. The third role is the billing account admin, or just account admin. Conceptually, this is the billing owner of the subscription. By default, the billing owner does not have access to the portal, because billing can be managed on a separate page outside of the Azure portal. On this page I have included a comparison between IAM roles and AAD roles. The main point is, beware of and memorize these false friends. Similarly named roles in AAD and IAM exist, but they are strictly distinct. When you see one of these false friends on an exam, it might help you to rule out some of the answers. This page is included for ease of access and discussed in more detail in the lesson on AAD roles. So now that we talked about theory, let's have a look at the structure of some of the built-in roles and compare these. First, we have the owner role in JSON format. We notice the assignable scopes property that is set to allow the assignment everywhere. Here we could limit the scope to a subscription or resource group. Next, we notice the permissions array. We notice that there are four properties: actions, data actions, not actions, and not data actions. So in this case, the owner role has full access at the control plane, but not at the data plane. Technically, the owner cannot read the blob data of a storage account because the owner does not have any data permissions. When you use the AZ CLI, you might or might not be able to read the storage account blob data, depending on how you invoke it. It will be an assignment or exercise for you to figure out why this might still work with the CLI. Of course, we will also provide a solution. The next role we are going to look at is the reader role. Notice that the action is set to wildcard read, so we can use wildcards with partial string matching. The next role we are going to look at is the storage blob data owner role. Notice that this role has indeed data permissions to access the data plane. While the owner has the permission to manage everything, the word manage refers to the control plane level, but accessing actual blob data involves data plane level permissions. Last but not least, we want to examine how we can create a custom role. For this we will create, just for the sake of illustration, a super admin role that has also wildcard permissions to the data plane. I want to stress that this is for illustrative purposes only, and I do not recommend this role for production. Also notice that the JSON looks a bit different, but indeed these are the only fields that are required to create a custom role. Okay, so that's it for our lesson on IAM roles. See you in the next one. Bye bye.